Okay, have you ever experienced, and I've experienced this many, many, many times now, where it's a shift in people's personalities. I've experienced it even with a counselor where I spoke with him, and before I spoke with him, honest to God, I swear I heard like it was him, but not him. He was not himself. It's hard to explain. I'll give you an example. So I was at a place and they're having a problem with wasps. And the young man was explaining it to me that, he's concerned. So I said, oh, I know somebody that can help you. They were great with helping me. And I told him I'd pass along the number. But life got a hold of me and some things were going on. And so I called this place. And I did get guided by spirit, get the card and specifically ask for that person. But at the same time, sometimes you can be lazy. And I'm like, well, I can pass along the message to whomever it may be. And so I call, and the person is very much like, well, I don't think she just started talking about how they may take care of situations of this sort. And then I said to her, well, I'm just being a helpful citizen, in so many words, in offering you this information because I spoke to a man and da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, it was like she shifted and changed. It was like she was not her herself. And then she was like, okay, I'll take it down. And it was just like a total personality switch. It was like as if maybe someone was standing next to them and they went from talking about something that may have caught somebody else's attention, and then all of a sudden they switched their answer, and so I know there's a lot of us that are telepathic, that are psychic, that get messages, and then there are those that are not awakened to the awakening of what is. And it's just this unusual behavior you see in people, and it's like a shift, like something, I don't know if I want to call it a walk-in that happened in this case, or even if this person's possessed, or if whatever the case may be, and they're highly functioning, and whatever the case may be. It's just interesting to observe and just kind of going, okay, you know what? I promised somebody would do this, and I did it, and whatever you do with the information is okay with me. I'm like, I'm just taking time out of my day because I know that there's concerns about customers maybe getting, stung by wasps. I don't know what the procedure is if they take the wasp nest and will carry it away depending on where it's hanging in the garden place, or if they'll exterminate it and spray it and kill it all. Like, I don't know. That's between the customer and the service provider. So it's just really interesting when things like that occur, and you're kind of like, whoa, what's going on? And so don't get me wrong, environmentalists and being conscientious and knowing that wasps will be there to pollinate and things of the sort. But when it gets out of hand and people are deathly allergic to wasps or bees, then it's a whole different story, right? And so then you find people may not be able to go to certain places, because even right now, it's the pollination, like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful seeing, like, for example, in a park near my place, and you see these beautiful flowers and all the bees that are surrounding it. The bees are very different to me than wasps. I can be around bees and not feel fearful or intimidated by them. Wasp is a whole different story. You can get stung like many, many times. And don't get me wrong, I've been around where little wasps would fly by and not even bother me. But at the same time, if you start swinging your hands and doing different things, and then the next thing you know, you get stung. And so, yeah, I just found it very odd, the experience. So I just sat here with my mouth kind of open, like ajar in a way, like that really happened. I know there's other people I've had conversations with last year and even I think prior to that, but either way, last year I remember somebody telling me like they experienced this event and these people and they were just so, it's like people trying to gaslight people and they just act in a certain manner. And it's like, did that really happen? Did we really see what we saw? Did we really experience what we experienced? Like, is this person consciously aware, consciously aware of what they're saying and what they're sharing? Even for myself, right? You use discernment because sometimes the ebb and flow of spirit and our guides and however it may be, like there's times where you're kind of going, whoa, did that really, really happen? And so notice how I'm doing that now. I'm like, okay, I'm consciously aware. I see a picture behind me and I don't really want to share it with everyone that I'm putting this video out there. A lot of people you'll find too that they'll do videos and they won't show pictures because they don't want it to be a portal for people that are full of curiosity. And I believe humans do this, where they'll astral project, astral travel into your space and invade your sovereign space and your sovereign being. To me, these are psychopaths that do this. If they think it's okay to do this, when it's not. And I've been in classroom environments before. This is a whole different topic, but just to give you an idea, I've been in classroom environments before where it's almost like you're, I don't know if you're just, if it's like blinders come on and while you're learning it and then you're going afterwards, like the deer and headlights effect, and you're just like, how is it that I can feel at the time that this is all right and not stand up and say, do you not think there's something wrong with you teaching us how to astral project, astral travel to invade a loved one's sovereign space? Like, is that not controlling? Like, and it makes you realize, like, holy shit. Like, I know myself, in the past, I was taught how to do that. Some call it even the butterfly effect, where they're able to travel and just, and so there's different, I guess, variation as to what people do. And some people will sit and just be, and then the astral project, astral travel, butterfly effect, astral plane, all these things. And they end up seeing in their mind's eye or a clear, it's kind of like a reel, and they're invading people's sovereign space, sovereign beings. And I think we get tested every day. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're seeing something like the cosmos and you're seeing your meditation, you're seeing all these beautiful colors and you're seeing the moon, the sun, the stars, like whatever, or even you make it an image like I have of Master Jesus or certain things of the sort. And even then, I know I've had flashes of a woman at a board, like writing, and I open my eyes right away. I'm like, yep, no, I'm not invading this person's sovereign space, their sovereign being. Nope, I'm not doing that. I've been taught where I can astral travel to a place and see someone and with a child on their shoulders. I was like, yeah, no, yeah, this doesn't feel right. I'm not doing this. So I've been taught how to do this, but at the same time, I tell you, like, where are the ethics? Where are the morals? Where are the values? To me, this is like Atlantis, where people are misusing their gifts. And just to give you an example, I knew someone who was suicidal, and to check on them, I asked her travel, and in a awake state with my eyes closed, and I was able to get this manual knowing exactly where they were and confirmation for that. At the same time, they're sovereign beings, they're sovereign space. Who am I to invade that? Who am I to invade that? You could actually make it worse for someone. And I've worked mobile crisis for many, many years. So I believe in boots on the ground. I'm a human being. I'm living a life experience. And I believe that to be important, not to cross the line. So you'll see people where they'll do this, where people will imprint people's things. They will imprint a human being. Like I've had it done where I was at the gym and I had spent tons of money every month for a trainer. And I reflect back and I realized this warlock, a psychopath really, invading my sovereign space, invading my sovereign being, even to a point where I was sitting in the salt room and I felt like there was a mask that came over my face and it was him. And it was like he had a tear in his eye. So I faced that person and I asked him right away, like when I got back home, because I allowed this person in my home, not knowing what I know now, and asked, did you like experience? He goes, nope. I know he did. I know he did. After finding out that from his ex, he was a narcissist, but not only that, finding out his compulsive lying and he a sinner. And so it just is. Anyway, may you be well, may you be happy. I'm going to leave it at that. I have to answer this call.